Miss. Get it rolling. This old man, he don't run. He play take that 100-round drum.
You see it. We are back. That's right. When I said we're back, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Fight Night Chronicles. I am the commissioner, Raetrilogy, and I'm with the classy one, Mr. Neutral. And today, we are talking about Leonard versus Duran, the rivalry. Not just one fight. We're going to talk about both fights. Okay? This is going to be an entertaining evening. But before we start, we have my co-host, Mr. Neutral. Talk to me. The classy one. How you feeling, my brother? How's everything?
Happy 2026 to all the guys. How you doing,
Yes.
my man? It's great to be back. Fight Night Chronicles.
That's right. That's right.
Not one, but two fights in the same night. What's going on?
Yep, and we're back. We're back. Everybody that's been on our backs wondering when we was gonna come back with another episode. So instead of giving you one episode, we gave you two. We gave you a special. You know what I'm saying? We gave you a 2-for-1. You know, that's what we're doing. We're talking about the rivalry between these two gentlemen, Leonard and Duran. First of all, everybody, even if you wasn't alive at this time, you know, and I was actually alive at this time. You know what I'm saying? But even if you wasn't alive at this time, you know what I'm saying? I was a baby. But even if you was alive at this time, right? And you wasn't alive, excuse me. You heard of No Mas, right? You heard one of those most controversial words that happened in Boston that has stayed in boxing. No mas. That's what people, when you say to people, what do you think about Leonard and Duran? That's the first thing most people say, right? But there's more to that. This could have been a movie. This could have been a movie itself between both gentlemen. Leonard and Duran, the rivalry. This could have been a motion picture because that's how dope it was. That's how deep the storyline was with both gentlemen. But we're going to take y'all through it, you know, step by step. Mr. Neutral, when you think of Leonard and Duran, what's the first thing that pops in your head?
Exactly what you said. No mas. You know, the first fight. I mean, these two fights both happened in the space of 6 months, but I was just 12 years of age at that point. I was not allowed to stay up and stuff like that. I had to see a week later as a young boxing fan. But it was not on, you would say, on the same level as a Leonard versus Hagler of that furore, you know, from both sides of the Atlantic. Yes, Roberto Durán, you know, what we know now of him, absolutely fantastic boxer, hands of stone throughout the ages. You know, unfortunately, he's got the tag of no mas now. You know, but he's still one of the most respected boxers alive today. But it all started somewhere, and with Duran and this fight, this was the equivalent of, say, a Devin Healy coming up to fight a Shakur Stevenson, 147 pounds. You know, such was the task for the smaller Panamanian, Roberto Durán. He was a lightweight champion for 6 years previous, unbeaten for 8 years.
Yeah. People call him the greatest, the greatest light weight ever, People,
ever.
people consider Duran one of the greatest lightweights ever.
It's hard to make an argument against the 71-1 record, 6 years unbeaten
Hmm.
as a champion. 8 years unbeaten since a shock loss back in the day. Can't remember who the guy was now, but he was on a tremendous run going into this fight, and he had jumped up from lightweight to welterweight, but it wasn't within one fight. He'd actually had 8 fights at welterweight that sort of went by unnoticed
Hmm.
to the sanctioning body of WBC. It earned him a mandatory shot to Sugar Ray Leonard in June of 1980. But they didn't actually announce the fight till like a month before, which is very strange. They didn't give that fight a lot of build up. But within that one, it went off.
Yeah, we're talking about 45 years ago. This is crazy.
None of you were alive.
We're talking about
Oh, your father's heads or whatever.
We're talking 45 years ago,
My goodness.
Yeah, I was just a twinkle in my daddy's eyes. uh, so the fight build up, like everything you just said and more, right? Everybody was, because Sugar Ray was considered, you know, America's sweetheart, really, the golden boy. He was going to take the torch. It was the Olympian. He had the smile. He had the endorsements. That was, and then you had the rough, rugged, and raw, mean, bad boy persona at the time of Roberto Durán. You know, he was once called uh the what's the name of Panama? The king of Panama, he would go around and show love to everybody. He took care of his countrymen. They loved him. He was adored where he's from. Um, he would walk around no security, you know, passing. I think after one of his fights, he took one of his purses after one of the fight and brought it to the community and was passing it out to the community. He was a man of the people. So yeah, in the ring, he was a guy that you wouldn't want to be facing, But in real life, he was actually a great guy. Sugar Ray Leonard as well dealt with adversities. You got to think about Sugar Ray Leonard and these fights that he's been in and these wars he's been in and where he has been able to accomplish in the sport after being molested by the people that he trusted the most. Um, these are two icons, two beautiful men that gave us nothing but pure excitement, and they've been through a lot in their own personal lives. I know you want to chime in right there, Mr. Neutral.
Well, absolutely. There were dark days uh, growing up in the 60s and the 70s as young men. I mean, Roberto Durán, he was a lot older. He's 29 at the time when he fought Leonard. But, in the hoods of the countries, but the respective countries, not much like anybody else. It's not hard task in them days to try and make it and make a name for yourself. So these two were not no strangers to adversity on a personal level. It's how they channeled that. One was a brawler who turned professional at a very early age, and one was the refined Olympian, homegrown talent, super special Sugar Ray Leonard. Two starkly contrasting styles, lifestyles, environments. Yeah, and that was the foundation for such a great fight, as identified by Don King and other promoters at the time. So, with great anticipation, with the month that was given for promotion and touring, to get these gentlemen in the ring.
They work together. Look, you see Bob and Don right there working together.
Yeah, there you go. Young Bob Arum.
Yeah. Shout out to Uncle Bob.
Yeah, there's a bit of a young Michael Caine there. I don't know. But they were happy times in boxing, to get these big fights done. And of
Because
course,
the fact is that it was a different time. The best wanted to fight the best. They were looking for legacy. They wasn't just looking for paydays. They were looking for legacies. They wanted to be the best. So the best was fighting the best back in the days.
look, I'll give you an example of the very thing you said. Roberto Duran, a 6-year champion at lightweight, right? He's had 8 fights at welterweight to get his spot. He agrees to $1.5 million purse, and that's his record purse at that point. But Sugar Ray Leonard takes $9 million plus TV rights, closed circuit television rights, and so on. Businessman.
Business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ray came out with the business with the first. He was all about his business as soon as he stepped in the game. He taught the younger generation now, I mean, the future generation after him about the business. You know what I'm saying? People used to think he was a sellout. Used to call him a sellout, you know what I'm saying, in an Uncle Tom, because he was focused on the business with the endorsements and stuff like that. I remember those days. Yeah, they used to try to say he was that's why they rooted against him. A lot of people used to root against him and root for the likes of the guys like Hagler and the Hearnses and stuff like that. But yeah, this was one of those ones you could have made a movie about. But we're gonna start right from the beginning. You had these two guys right here when the fight was made. People thought that that Duran wouldn't win this. Everybody was going for Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, he was a heavy favorite, obviously being the young, dynamic 24-year-old champion. 18 knockouts from his 27 fights. He's 5'10". He's, as I said, he's that icon of a homegrown Olympic boxer turned professional. In his 3 years, he's amassed 27 fights and got to the point of, champion just a December before by knocking out the one and only Wilfred Benitez. And then in the March of 1980, a mandatory defense against Britain's own Dave Boy Green, who was the WBC mandatory challenger. So once he dealt with that mandatory, he was free to make this fight with Roberto Durán, and so they did. And the tail of the tape there, as you can see, Roberto Durán, he enjoyed all sorts of tail of the tape advantages, if you like, being the larger man. But as they say, manos de piedra, hands of stone, Panamanian pounder, that is Roberto Durán, the media were not ready for.
No, not at all. And this is something else that I noticed too. So when everybody was talking about the fight and the fight's build up, Duran was very, very, very disrespectful. Let's talk about the fight. This first fight, he was very, very disrespectful.
Yes.
And I'm going to show you, and this is the reason why. People, because everything that I was just telling everybody about, his humanitarian work, how he's the pride of Panama, how everybody loved Roberto Duran, and he was like the Robin Hood of Panama, how he took care of the people of Panama, and he loved people, not only just regular people, everybody. He was just a love figure. But everybody know before fights, he would try to get into people's heads. But this one was very memorable, how disrespectful he was to Ray. And if you see this tail of the tape right here, you'll understand why. Mr. Neutral, do you see the reach here on Sugar Ray Leonard, and then you see the reach on Roberto Duran?
Yes, it's a 7-inch reach, 74-inch to Sugar, 67-inch to the shorter and just
right?
that's quite that's from your fist,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Basically halfway to up your arm.
So yeah, so you got to think about it. When he was being disrespectful, he was doing all these things, saying things about Ray's, lady and stuff like that to get underneath Ray's skin. He was doing it for that reason right there. But we're going to get back to that. And I'm going to explain to y'all why after me and Mr. Neutral, we're going to watch the first fight, the brawl in Montreal. Oh, yeah. Y'all didn't know they had a name for it? Yeah, it was called the Brawl in Montreal. See, we do this. We do this. Make sure that you tap in and please like and subscribe to the channel because this is what we do here. Yeah, this is what we do. This is Fight Night Chronicles, and this is what we do. The Brawl in Montreal. Ray Leonard versus Duran won. Sit back and enjoy it with us.
The moment is here. Roberto Durán challenging Sugar Ray Leonard.
Last-minute instructions from Angelo Dundee. Last-minute instructions from Ray Arcel.
We're ready.
And round one of the long-awaited Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Durán welterweight championship fight.
Ferdy, Leonard is flat-footed. He did not come out to dance. He wants to go toe-to-toe with him. He's
He
flat-footed.
wants to go toe to toe.
Oh, he hurt Leonard.
He played right into Roberto Duran's hands.
Those stone hands. And he felt that.
Mm-hmm.
That pure rocked Leonard. And look at this. He's got him where he wants him. This was the... Sorry, mate. Yeah.
No. You got it. I was just saying people wasn't expecting this.
They were not. The strategy that goes on in a boxer's mind, you only get to see as soon as the bell goes. You got no clue beforehand. And everybody was saying Leonard was going to dance around this guy, but because of the disrespect, Leonard wanted to kill this guy, and hence he went toe to toe.
Exactly.
Furious he was. He went in that ring angry, and you can see the spite he's putting in them punches. He wanted to knock out Roberto Durán. Interesting note, that was the same city that he'd won the gold medal in 4 years earlier. But it was disappointed to find out that Roberto Durán had more support there, as you can hear right now.
You know how it is when you're the number one guy. People root for you to lose.
Absolutely, especially, I mean, there was a large Hispanic population in Montreal. It just came out in the droves. You can see Leonard's spite and viciousness. He's angry with Duran, but this is what Duran wants you to do. He wants you to drag him into this brawl.
Yep. Because he gives away that reach advantage.
Exactly. The distance is gone. That advantage is gone. You're now fighting in his pocket. At this point, he's down on the cards, and Leonard needs that knockout more than ever.
You can just see how mad Leonard. You see it in his face. He was standing up and he was waiting for him. He was like,
Yeah.
It was just different. You know what I'm saying? It was a different type of fight for Ray. He wasn't thinking about winning this fight. He was fighting for a different reason.
He's 24 years of age up against a man who's in his prime. 6 years a champion. The hardcore, I would imagine, were favouring Duran when this fight started because of the way Leonard was exchanging with him. Played right into his hands.
Yeah, he knew. Then he started arguing with Benitez. On the
Yes.
ringside.
46. Leonard 144.
146, 144 for Duran.
2 rounds. 1 round.
147. Leonard 147. 147.
He
Joy.
called it a draw.
He called it wrong.
Leonard 144. Duran 145. Le nouveau champion du monde. Roberto
Duran.
Duran had done it. He had become a 2-weight world champion and defeated the legend. The legend, Sugar Ray Leonard.
And that was a big, that was a big win for him on that night. And people was wondering why I was talking about the reach, right? And why Duran was so mean to Sugar Ray Leonard. It's because he wanted him to fight a certain way. He wanted him to come out there. He knew the young man. He knew because he was young once, you know? He knew it was going to get under the young man's skin. He knew that Sugar Ray Leonard was a competitor. He knew he was one of those ones. He said, so what am I going to do? I got to take him out of his game plan. He's a great boxer. He got this longer reach. What am I going to do? I got to play into his head. So I got to talk about the things that he loves, the things that he's insecure about. I'm going to talk about those things. I'm going to show up at places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to get under his skin. And that's what he did. He got under the young man's skin. Even during the fight, he was rude. He was disrespectful. You know, he was, and even Ray just wanted to rip his head off. Ray wasn't throwing no jabs. He was going in there throwing wild hooks. He was trying to fight. Ray wasn't trying to box. He was trying to fight. Yeah. That's what was going on in there.
What the tale of the tape does not tell the audience or the media or anybody else is the ego.
Mm-hmm.
He attacked Sugar's ego.
Exactly.
And it worked.
Yeah, he did. He got
just.
And then it was so crazy. He realized it. He realized it after the fight.
Yeah.
You know, when he was seeing Duran talk, he was like, "Oh my goodness, he really isn't like that. He did that to get under my skin."
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
He was. Angelo Dundee advised him, "Don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Don't get mad. Go in there. Do what you do. You're an Olympic boxer. You boxed your way to the title. Do it again." But Roberto Durán constantly got and irritated him, got under his skin. And on the night, as you all saw, it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, he immediately activated the rematch call.
Well, yeah, which was a little bit because he had the star power.
Yeah.
Ray had the star power. So, you know, there was like they have spies nowadays, right? They have spies back then. You know, they had spies back then, they had spies. Soon as Roberto Durán beat Sugar Ray Leonard, he went partying.
Oh man.
He went partying. Boy, did he party. He drunk. He did everything that, you know, a champion should do. He just won the biggest fight of his life. You see him holding the cash. Money with Don. And, you know, he went back home and he splurged and he ballooned up.
Yeah.
And that 6 months, he ballooned up. He was like 200 pounds.
Yeah. And it was way before that.
Mm-hmm.
That because I think it was about 3 weeks after the fight, he'd still be partying. Right? Sugar Ray Leonard seen it, heard of it, and went, activate that rematch clause now.
Yep.
Because I know what I'm going to do different in the second fight. I should have done it in the first. I'm going to do it.
I should have been me. He was thinking,
me.
I should have been me. but he got me out of my being me, and he got me in there ready. That's why, today kids don't try to get food no more because of these lessons right here. They set the game plan. They set it all up, getting into a fighter's head. This was it at its finest. This was it at its finest.
Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard didn't have the president. I meet him on the tarmac, when his plane got home. Such was that. It's like mania. Boxers can only dream sometimes of the fandom that Roberto Durán and maybe a couple of others from Latin America had over the region. And there was a different kind of fandom. These guys would walk over hot coals for you as fans. And they were so loyal and so loving towards the Duran family as well. I don't think Sugar Ray Leonard had that kind of reverence which he craved. So if he could not afford to be out of the loop, he was still hot. He was angry with himself. He let it be known after the fight he was angry with himself. And and that sells itself, the redemption arc as a boxer, to take that defeat and activate the cause and get back to him 6 months later. I'll wrong, but at the end of the day, Duran had problems at that point. Not to understate it at all, but he had massive problems.
I totally agree with you. After Duran, having the biggest win of his life, coming from where he's come, the biggest success, the biggest payday ever, and actually, he got another big payday in the rematch, right? But
talk about that,
this was different for Sugar Ray. He couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I mean,
he couldn't believe that he didn't lose this fight physically. He lost this fight mentally.
Yeah,
he was mentally beaten.
No, I mean,
we all know that this boxing game is more mental than it is physical.
Yeah, and when you just got paid $9 million, Joe,
he couldn't even enjoy it
in 1980.
Exactly.
That probably equates to something like $40 million now today. You would not be mad at a boxer who says, right, we'll take it easy, man. I've made $40 million. Not Sugar Ray Leonard.
Listen, we've seen fighters in this generation lose and then go buy a Bentley to celebrate losing, or get parades thrown because they lost.
He was beside himself.
He couldn't eat. He couldn't sleep.
Depression. He wouldn't speak to people for weeks.
Yeah.
It was only when he heard about Duran, he went, activate that cause. He a big trainer, his lawyer. He a great lawyer. He was one of them stroke matchmakers at the time. He was very, very good. And listen, look, to get Duran back to that fight 6 months later, Leonard knew he had to make concessions, so he did. He gave the larger share of the purse in the rematch to Duran. $9 million, right? 8 million. I beg your pardon. 8 million. Leonard took 7 million, but some TV rights as well. So his share will probably bump up to around 13 or 14 million for that. What's the hottest of properties, Sugar Ray Leonard? This was the highest grossing fight in history of the time. This rematch for the chance of redemption for Sugar Ray Leonard. He conceded things like the ring, the gloves, for instance, the size of the ring. He conceded all sorts to Duran just to get him back in there because he knew. And Duran, God bless his soul, is still 12 pounds overweight in fight week.
Yeah.
And he's struggling like that. There was a time probably 2 weeks before they were saying he's not going to do it. He's like 16, 18 pounds away. But he did it. Don't ask how, but he did it.
Yeah, and it was basically that was his whole training camp.
Yes,
His
to
whole
lose
training
weight.
camp was
To
losing
lose-
weight.
Yeah,
It wasn't to prepare for Ray Leonard. His whole camp was surrounded around losing weight so he can get this money. And boy, Ray knew what he was doing. Ray knew what he was doing. He felt like he was bamboozled the first fight. Like you said, he was depressed. He couldn't understand what happened. Then when he realized what happened, he was like, I didn't get beat physically. I got beat mentally. I need some get back.
yeah.
I need some get back.
His ego was hurt. He's 24,
Mhm.
former champion. He's millionaire, multi-millionaire. He's an icon. In
Yeah.
social media terms today, you're talking about a guy would have 50 million followers.
Comparing him to Sugar Ray Robinson.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a louder version of Sugar Ray Robinson.
He was supposed to take the torch from Muhammad Ali.
Exactly. This was the man that was the next generation from Muhammad Ali, who was going to take over that man and become that American icon. Absolutely fabulous. But the fact that he lost that fight was probably the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah.
Because it reignited that hunger to become a legacy champion. He's 24, doesn't care about the money because that's going to come with the success. Boy, did it come. But Sugar Ray Leonard was more about the money. These fighters today should take examples of these two gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Roberto Durán conceded $1.5 million to $9 million just to get that fight. Today, they're battling for a better deal of the scraps of Turkey's table.
Yeah, they were willing, right? What fighters is not willing to do today, right? He was willing to take the short because he believed in himself. Exactly. And he knew if he win, then the next fight he'll get the lion's share.
Exactly.
These kids are not they don't believe in themselves like how these warriors used to believe in themselves. It's different.
Yeah.
Gloves were smaller, rounds was longer. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was 15 rounds that they fought.
People, when you see scorecards of 148, 146, they're saying, what sport is that?
Yeah, 147, 140.
Is that snooker? No.
Nah, these were warriors. They were built different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into the second fight right now. We're just chopping it up. Please, everybody that's tuned in, we really appreciate it from the heart. It's just me and my brother, the classy one, Mr. Neutral, just talking about this sport that we love so much. You know, all the other sports is cool, but it's nothing like this sport of boxing that we love so much. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and make sure that you go and subscribe to Red Corner Boxing as well, because that's what we do. We're partners in crime when it comes to this Fight Night Chronicle thing here. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? Yes. So you already know, make sure that you please like and subscribe. And we appreciate all you people that's tuned in right now, watching now. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Let's get into the second fight with Ray and Roberto Durán. This is if you didn't know about the brawl in Montreal, I know for sure you heard about this fight just because of two words. Mr. Neutral, can you please tell them 2 words?
No mas.
No mas. No mas. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the rematch between Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Hands of Stone Durán.
To you being introduced to the crowd here in the Dutch Champ. Duran, a fearsome looking man.
Look at that distance he's keeping now.
Yep, keeping him on the outside. Using that reach.
In and out. Combinations. In and out. Let's go back to his Olympic days.
Yeah, he kept it distant. He didn't give him nothing.
He could not. There's not been able to do it. Fight still the very breaking.
He was picking his moments when to engage rather than go toe to toe. Apologise for the poor quality of the sound, but as you can see, Leonard's using working the body and flurries, moving Duran around now.
If y'all didn't know, that's Leonard in the black and gold trunk, and then you got the red and the white, blue and red.
We're seeing total frustration from Duran at this point. He's not happy that he didn't have the game plan in this fight, and he's missing a lot.
Yeah. His whole game, little clip right there, his whole game plan was built on, getting into the young Sugar Ray Leonard's head. But he couldn't do it this fight. And his whole preparation was about losing weight for this fight.
Exactly. And it's remarkable that he's only 24 years of age. 25. Just turned 25. He's still a young man. Still a young man. And he's showing.
Duran looked like he was stuck in mud.
No, I don't know how many 24-year-old welterweights that was left with Leonard today.
He's just chasing him around.
If you think
he can't land nothing, he's chasing Leonard around. He's looking flat-footed. He's following him. He's not cutting off the ring. It looked ridiculous. We're gonna get back to that fight. What did you see so far, Mr. Neutral, in that fight? It was a big difference from the first one.
Oh, massive difference. There was an angry Sugar Ray Leonard in the first fight. This was a more controlled Sugar Ray Leonard, a much more boxing-friendly Sugar Ray Leonard. And he really took the fight, the skills to Roberto Durán, fighting from range in these early rounds, picking off the shots, almost going back to his amateur days, of dealing with opponents over 3 rounds. It was clear to me on rewatches that he was doing sets of 3 rounds and winning, make sure he at least won 2 of them. And this was, for me, a far better strategy than fight 1. And it was plain to see that Leonard had the upper hand.
Definitely. We're going to start the second half of that fight. Duran can't land nothing. Can't land nothing. He looking slow. He looking struggling. Look at that.
This is almost Roberto. This is almost Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson.
That's what I was gonna say. I was waiting till the fight was over, but I was like, if you want to take comparison for what this fight was,
great minds think alike.
Fight between Teofimo Lopez
showing his confidence, but he is not doing it the right way. He
was having fun.
The frustration, no.
Doing the shuffle, doing the alley shuffle.
Duran is egging him on. He's urging him on with his gloves. He wants that close quarter fight.
Dropping right to hurt.
But Leonard is tucking
And
up
then he
a
get
lot
out of there.
better.
He didn't get too greedy. He got what he got, and he got up out of there.
Yeah. The frustration levels that must be going through.
Look at him. He's having the time of his life in there. Look at him.
Absolutely loving it.
Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead, Ray.
He's feeding off the crowd as well.
Give me. Back hook. Back hook.
Now the crowd are on his side now.
He said, come get him. He tried to come and he gave him in there and he hit him with the checkbook.
Now this is
Ray. Look, he didn't want none. He can't even look him in his eye. He's having a great time in there.
This is the part. This is the part where Roberto Durán is getting really frustrated now with Leonard.
Duran is mad. He can't catch him. He can't catch. He's trying to do everything. He's trying to talk to him. He's like, fight me. Trying to do anything he possibly can.
I mean, this is almost Hagler-esque. You know, in the way he won that fight.
I feel like he was more turned on with this fight than with the Hagler fight. I think that was more competitive than this fight.
Let's not forget.
He turned in. He tried to walk away. What? But
he's had enough. He's had enough.
No, Ron. What? He quit. He beat the fight out of him.
The referee.
That's what I'm talking about. Go, Ray. This is what he talking. This is crazy. Listen, like never seen that this time. He was beating him so bad he felt like he couldn't win. He just quit right then. He uttered the most famous, and that hurt him. Those words right there hurt Roberto Durán for a long time, even to right now. You know, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I love this sport so much, so it feels like this sport was just last night. Excuse me, this fight was just last night when I see Ray doing this thing, sticking his face out, doing the windmill, doing the alley shuffle. You know, I go crazy. You know what I mean? So listen, this was an amazing fight. I want everybody that's locked in with me right now, please go back and watch it, the whole fight. Actually, watch both fights, the Brawl in Montreal, and definitely got to watch the rematch. I guarantee you're going to be like me, jumping up and screaming and losing your mind. But shout outs to Sugar Ray Leonard. He got redemption. He got redemption in that fight. It was really exciting to watch, man, and seeing that he got his get back. He got his get back. How you feel about that fight? The class you won.
I mean, it's surreal to watch it that a man would quit 15 seconds into round 6 or 8. I can't remember. Yeah. Around 8. And saying no mass, he blames Howard Cosell, the commentator, play-by-play commentator at the time. He claims he never said that. He said something else like, I'm not carrying on. Which basically means the same thing, Roberto, by the way. But, you know, by definition alone of the act of quitting 15 seconds before a round is finished, round 8, when not, you know, you're not written rounds down, it didn't sit right. It didn't sit right well in comprehension, and it certainly didn't sit right with the boxing.
Yeah, and this fight was held around Thanksgiving, right? Over here in Louisiana. That 8th round has haunted the legend Roberto Durán. They talk about it in this movie. You got to go and watch the movie, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen Hands of Stone, go check that out. Beautiful movie. Roberto Durán was much more than just that fight. He came back to to win other titles in other weight classes, and be a legend. But this fight will forever haunt him. Fight will forever haunt him. What Leonard was able to do in this fight, he embarrassed him. He embarrassed Roberto Durán.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it didn't sit well with him what he did either. he was blaming stomach cramps, from the weight cut that he had to endure in fight week. You're on mute, mate.
I said, whose fault is that?
There you go.
Whose fault is that, right?
That's his fault. But notwithstanding that, Leonard took great satisfaction in that.
Yeah.
And he said, I made the man quit. And that was a big thing in them days in boxing. And these days, it's done for health and safety reasons. But there was no health and safety in them days. It was ordinarily, mandatory that a man wouldn't go down till he was knocked out. Very, very few referees ever stopped a fighter, because of the.
Yeah, these were prideful fighters. These were prideful men. It's different. It was different. They didn't care, like we was talking about earlier. They didn't care about them. Yeah, they was making this money, and the money was cool. But at the end of the day, they didn't care about the money. They cared about their legacy, how they was going to be thought of, years from now. Nowadays, these fighters care about just the bag, and that's it.
Yeah.
These guys wanted to be the best. When you talk about being the best in the world, they really wanted to be the best in the world.
Yeah.
And they wanted to face whoever people were saying was the best. There was no trying to duck nobody and stuff like that. They wanted to get it on. And the fact of the matter that Duran was able to embarrass Sugar Ray Leonard and beat him mentally in the first fight in the brawl in Montreal, this was poetic justice for Sugar Ray Leonard to be able to turn and embarrass and humiliate Duran, who was a no nonsense type of guy. He wasn't the type of guy that took making fun of him. He wasn't that type of guy. He didn't like that to be made fun of at all.
Yeah. He's like Duran was like the chicken that stole the fox cub, and the fox come and stole the hen house, in return. Such was the fall from grace for Roberto Durán that all sorts of endorsement deals were cancelled on him back home. People were disgusted with him for quitting in that ring. And this is the problem that a lot of boxers didn't take into account. When you become an icon of your country, you can't do things like that and then still expect people to hand out love. But the good thing for Roberto Durán, as you quite right pointed out, he then went on to win a junior middleweight championship belt against Davey Boy Green,
who
had fought Sugar Ray Leonard previously to the Duran fight. So he and people were once again rejoicing on the streets of Panama. So he was lucky in that sense.
But not only that, right? Even after the loss, you know what I'm saying? It was the people from Panama. Like he was thinking, he had his back. Everybody was against him, but his family was there for him. His children, his lady, and everybody. They gave him, what it was that he needed to come back to the sport. But once again, what a wonderful, tremendous victory for the legend and the Hall of Famer, Sugar Ray Leonard. I am still waiting. Me and Trey, we're working on something special, but I'm trying to tell you, when I do this interview with Sugar Ray Leonard, there will not be a dry eye in the building. This is going to be one of those ones. I'll let y'all know right now. Shout out to everybody that's locked in. Make sure that you please subscribe to the channel. I will greatly appreciate it. This was one of those fights. So congratulations to Sugar Ray Leonard, and congratulations to the Roberto Durán, who has went on and became, another. Then he beat Barkley. You know what I'm saying? He went on to have a great career, and that's why we know him as being one of those legends. They wanted to fight again. I know there was a documentary, because they were supposed to get it on the third time. And Ray let him know. Ray let him know. He said, "Hey, listen, man, I'm the champ. I was the champ. You know what I'm saying? I called the shots. You know what I'm saying? I was the star. That was me. I called the shots, winning where I wanted to fight. You know what I'm saying? So he let him know. But to this day, these guys remain the best of friends.
Yeah, look at that. And it's wonderful, years and decades later, that men come together after war and can produce lovely pictures like that. And like you say, be best of friends. Because they've shared that experience. There's an old saying, you don't know a man until you've fought him. That's a very true saying. To fully know a man, you have to fight him. And I think boxers are one of the very few demographics of human beings that get to know people very well, if you understand that.
No, definitely. That's been known. That's one of those things that's been said. You don't know a man, and somebody can be married to somebody for years, or be, it's a difference. Once you get in a ring with somebody, you share that,
Yeah,
it's just different. It's just
that's
different.
It's a brotherhood, isn't it?
Yeah, after that, it's a different type of love, and we've seen that in plenty of fights. One of the most moments is when rest in peace Diego Corrales, when he won his fight, he looked over and across at Castillo, like, yo, I can't believe that this dude gave me this hell of a fight. After the first fight, he had admiration.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Not just because he beat Castillo, but he had admiration for him. Like, yo, he brought something out of me that I didn't know I had. And it was a different type of respect that he had for him. Yeah, that was back in the days where if you really like somebody and they was your friends, you'll fight them. You give them the payday. If they were really your friend and you really had love for them, you fight them.
Hager said it. You're my friend. Pay me, baby.
Pay me, baby. Hook me up. Let me get some money in my pockets. You telling the world how much you love me. You know what I'm saying? Say you love me. If you love me so much, you know what I'm saying? Show me some love, then. If you love me, show me some love. You know what I mean? Just for me, y'all see me. I was jumping. I was going crazy. Like this fight just happened just now. This is what it does to me. I want all y'all, everybody that's watching the show right now, please, when you see us we're on episode 9 right now. Here we go. Wow. We're at episode 9 right now. Leonard versus Duran, the rivalry. Next week will be episode 10, right? I'm not going to tell you who we do, but it's going to be episode 10. So please go back and check out episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're locked in with us. But you can watch this back again. 9. All 9 episodes to get familiar with Fight Night Chronicles. That's the F.N.C. with me, the commissioner, and the classy one, Mr. Neutral. But just for me, as a fan, I would like to play the last 2 minutes of the rematch so y'all can get that energy of the get back from Sugar Ray. Because like I was saying, after the first fight, Duran was wild. When I talk about disrespectful, Duran was disrespectful that first fight. It don't get no more disrespectful. Going at his lady, say you need to get with a real man and all this. It was crazy. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So Leonard was in his bag. Leonard had to get, that get back.
Showing his confidence, but he is not doing it the right way. He is taunting Duran with his posture. And Duran is saying, come on, fight, fight. Leonard scored with a chopping right that hurt Duran.
Look at Ray. Look at Ray go.
And he's got Duran.
Look at him.
Openly,
He said,
not just
Duran's not the type of person you play around with. But Ray's in there playing.
troubled by the
Ray's in there playing.
No, you're not meant to have that much fun.
Dundee would be well
That body
advised,
shot,
I think, to tell
beautiful.
Leonard to stop that.
That's what gave that stomach cramp.
Forcing the opponent, getting away with it. Look in slow
Duran's
motion
not the
there.
type of guy you play around with.
Boom
Ray
destroyed.
was in there playing around. Ray was in there
He
clowning.
is much stronger than his body appears. Slackened in this round.
He just nullified everything that he ever presented to him.
Right there. A good right. He is working Duran effectively. And Duran must resort to pulling in. And he does.
That's where that stomach came from. That's where that stomach cramp came from. That punch in the gut.
Those trees in somebody's back.
Roberto Durán!
That's why. That's what that stomach cramp came from. That punch in the gut. Ray was out there clowning.
I think that last one just I've had enough, and he just made it no mass about you're running from me, sort of scenario to deflect the
He
fact
said
that
he was working him. That's
He
what
was
the commentator said. He was working him effectively. Pause. That's what the commentator was saying. The commentator said Ray was in there.
Pause.
He was in there working him. He was in there going crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, please go and watch both fights. Go check out both fights when you got the chance to. This was another dope episode of Fight Night Chronicles. I appreciate you, Mr. Neutral. We got another episode in the bag, you know, and I want to say I appreciate everybody in the comment section as well that came through to show some love, and everybody that is locked in right now. It means more than you will ever know. You're just chopping up with two gentlemen who love the sport of boxing so much, not just the present. We love the past because we don't know where we're going to. We know where we've been, you know. So that's why we're here and we have Fight Night Chronicles. So make sure that you subscribe to Fight Night Chronicles, right? And you subscribe to this channel that you're watching now. But also do me a big favor and go over there to Red Corner Boxing and go show them some love and hit the subscribe button. It only takes like 5 seconds. I'm trying to tell you, even less. I timed it before. So it's really easy. You know what I'm saying? So just go over there and just show some love. It takes nothing to show a little bit of love.
And it's painless.
It's
We appreciate it. And make sure, iBoxingHub, like and subscribe, notifications, put that bell on, because these guys, they just produce some great content through the course of the week. You've got $2 Bill, he does his programs, tremendous tree with the roundup, all the other lads as well, the crossover gang, absolutely fantastic stuff. Make sure you give them a like, subscribe.
Yeah, shout out to the crossover, shout out to the roundup. Oh my guys. We'll be back next week with another amazing show. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Fight Night Chronicles with me and the classy one, Mr. Neutral. We thank you from the bottom of my heart. We'll get with you. We out of here.
Look, so, listen.